Hello, my name is François Lionet. You may know me from my previous product. I made in the 80s and 90s products, game creation tools, named STOS on the Atari ST, Amos on the Amiga, and then Click and Play and Click Team Fusion with my partner Eve, which is still alive today, and many people are still using these tools. I discovered the friend on Facebook 2 years ago when I was immediately convinced that this could be big. So I started to work with them as a consultant in France, and last year I moved to Norway to join the company. And now I'm living in Stavanger on the west coast of Norway. Currently in Friend, my title is a Senior Software Engineer R&D. What I do, I deal with the JavaScript code of the Friend client. This code was written in the previous year by mostly Hågne Tiltestad and Chris. Basically, I'm implementing the new features and adapting the workspace to the current version of our server. Friend network is a network over the network. It's a network of peer-to-peer machines connecting between each other. What is peer-to-peer? Peer-to-peer means that your browser is directly connected to another browser without any server in between. Messages are encrypted using SSL directly in your browser, sent through the internet directly through to the other browser and decrypted then. So it's a totally secure system. Peer-to-peer systems can be found nowadays in communication applications like Telegram, Hangouts, all the cool and modern stuff. The difference with Friend is that this peer-to-peer network is implemented at the root of the system, which means that when you have a system that has communication at the root and not at the top, for example, in Windows or Macs, the peer-to-peer is only within apps. It's not at the root of the system. And in Friend, it's at the root. So when you have a system that is peer-to-peer, everything that uses this system is peer-to-peer, which opens immense possibilities of communication for the apps, for the workspace itself, and for everything. Friend network is integrated in the workspace. Basically, when you start using Friend network, you enter communities. Communities are a group of people who share the same values. Inside of a community, and a community can be a work group, you can add friends. Friends can be, for example, in a work group, your colleagues. Friends are people with which you have a privileged communication. The icon of a friend will appear on the bottom of your workspace and will be available for instant communication. For example, you want to send a file. Instead of putting it on Google Drive and then sending an email to this guy and telling them with the link to get the file, you just drag and drop the file on the icon, and half a second later, because it's peer-to-peer, so always connected, your icon will flash on his workspace and the file will be there. You can share folders, you can send messages, notification. In the future versions, you will be able to share your workspace, like it will be an integrated team viewer in Friend, and a lot of possibilities are available. Also, we make the system available for developers with very simple APIs, like send a message or share a file in one JavaScript instruction, so that we make sure that all the features provided by Friend Network can be incorporated very easily in Friend native applications. It also opens the gates to new kinds of applications, which I call live applications. The first one we are going to release in a couple of weeks is the new Friend Create. The new Friend Create will have possibilities to share sessions with another user. So for example, if you work on some code and you need some help from one of your colleagues, you will just, through Friend Network, send him a notification, please come and help me. On his machine, Friend Create will open, but it will be your session. And on your machine, you will see a new mouse with a video stream of his face. You'll be able to discuss with him while he actually changes your code. So it's like a kind of team viewer, but integrated inside of each application. Every application that will run on Friend will have this option. And we also want to enable indie developers to create massive multiplayer games without the need of any server. The future of Friend Network is, in our opinion, big. We think it can become a kind of new internet. What do we have with Friend Network? We have a network of peer-to-peer machines over the internet. So it's possible to connect to anything. The problem with peer-to-peer networks is the number of connections, because each machine must be connected to another. So if you want to connect 100,000 people together, it makes a lot of connections. But we are working on a 3D structure of a liquid server. What is a liquid server? A liquid server is an internet server, peer-to-peer server, that is born, that lives and dies when it's no longer used. By organizing liquid servers in a 3D tree structure, you can actually reduce immensely the number of connections necessary to access anyone on Earth. And I suggest that you have a look at the document we have written, and you will find the link in the description of this video. We want Friend Network to be a major part of Friend because it opens amazing possibilities, like for example the use in school, where every kid will be able to discuss with other kids in classroom in the other side of the world with a simple touch on their tablets, and many other features.